What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. Give everybody a few minutes to jump on in. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Nice Thursday. We got some big things that happened in the market today. Definitely check it out. So, what's going on, brother? How are you doing? How's everybody doing today? Decent day at the market today, right? Decent day in the market. Eller, what's going on, brother? I'm doing good, man. Long day, but we're here, right? Just giving everybody a few minutes to trickle in, and we'll definitely get this started here. I think I'm a little early today, a few minutes early. All right, well, let's get this going. All right, so just jumping in, let's get this going. So all right, so just first things first, we're gonna get to Milady, obviously, but let's address the elephant in the room. Obviously, Bitcoin today breaking above $45,000. Nice. We've been talking about this for the last week, as we were kind of trading in this channel back here. I said, we're most likely, just because of not even that the charts were telling me particularly, but the fact that we have so much setting up for 2024 that if we were going to get past the sell pressure, of the ETFs and the miners, we're going to go over that as well. Remember, we were talking about, that Bitcoin was getting hit 2 weeks ago from every different direction, right? You even had, out of nowhere, FTX was able to sell $1 billion worth of their Bitcoin about 2 or 3 weeks ago. You had Grayscale selling, every single day, selling big chunks of Bitcoin, causing some big sell pressure. And on top of that, you had a lot of miners that were actually not selling everything they have, but selling off big chunks. And we explained, the reason for the miners particularly was that they're anticipating, they're getting ready, preparing for this halving event, right? And we explained the analogy of, if you have 10 miners right now, your rewards that you're receiving from those miners are going to go in half after April, right? So for them to compensate for that change, they're going to need to at least double the miners that they have right now by April 14th. So why not, if you're a miner, right, and you've been accumulating for the last years, especially while Bitcoin was down, you were picking up that Bitcoin for pretty cheap. Right now, it's at, at the time, this was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Bitcoin was at around 41,000. Why not take some profits right now and get all your equipment ready, because the halving is going to be coming up here, and you want to make sure that you're not going to be getting any kind of reduction in what you're receiving as far as your mining farm. So a lot of miners, it's almost like they were all talking together, and they all decided, all right, this week we're going to start selling off, right? So they started doing that about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And we're going to go over a couple articles about that particular story. But what I'm getting to is, as of last week, I said, if once all this, because all that was temporary, and I was telling you guys, once all that kind of dies out, we're most likely going to start breaking up towards the numbers that we were at least at, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, pre-ETF, right? And you can kind of see that's going into place right now. Today, Bitcoin broke obviously above 55,000, coming up almost to about 55. I'm sorry, 55. Did I say that? I'm so sorry, guys. 45,600. We'll be at 55 here soon, right? But a couple key levels that I said that we were going to watch. Obviously, breaking this 44.4. We broke through it. You can see, jumped up and bounced almost cleanly off this 44, right? Giving the confirmation that we were going to continue to move up. And look where we exactly hit our head on earlier. Was exactly at this 44.8. Hit our head on it, tested it twice, broke down a little bit, bounced right here at this beautiful 50-day moving average, got confirmation that we were not coming back down towards this area anytime soon, bounced, tested this 44.9 area again and broke through, right? Broke through. You saw us jump up towards around 45,500, and look what we did. We bounced back down on this level, confirming support at the 44,900, and then going for another run even higher at around 45,500, right? So, remember yesterday I was telling you guys, if we do pump, I'm not necessarily worried about where we're pumping, especially if it's short-lived. I'm more worried about where we're bouncing, right? Where are we finding support? And you guys can see as we've been making these new local highs, right? We've been finding support at solid levels that were resistance, now flipping into support. So as of now, where Bitcoin stands, it's looking very good. It's looking very good, right? And we are setting up. I'm telling you guys, I think $50,000 is in our crosshair coming up here real soon. Now, I see, let's see here. Eller was saying Milady is froze. And you know what? It's funny because she really is, right? It's just like she's frozen in time, kind of just like chopping around at the same price, right? And I explained what I think is going on with Milady and a lot of other altcoins, because you can see some altcoins are reacting, but majority of the market is kind of sitting around where it's at. Maybe they've had a little bit of a 5% increase, but they're not really reacting the way you would think when Bitcoin's going crazy, right? Bitcoin really hasn't been going crazy. It's just been slowly but steadily moving up, right? What I think's going on is that investors right now, and let's look over real quick just before I confirm, Bitcoin dominance has been steadily going up. 2 days ago, it was at 51%. We've gone up almost a whole percent in the last 2 days. That's a big move for Bitcoin dominance. And the last 2 days, it's moved up. And what I think is going on is that a lot of people are in Bitcoin. They want to confirm that this isn't just a short-lived pump, and we're not going back down towards 40,000. So the alts aren't really seeing a big influx of volume coming in right now. You're seeing actually the exact opposite, where volume really is staying real stagnant on a lot of these projects. It's not too much going on. Bitcoin dominance is going up. Bitcoin's moving up. Alts really aren't doing too much. Again, like I said, maybe here and there you'll see some of the other alts. Some of them are kind of reacting, positively, but none of them, for the most part, are going crazy yet. If we get up to those levels of like 47, 48,000, you're going to start seeing some of your favorite altcoins starting to kind of get activated, where we're going to start pumping, right? And as Bitcoin starts making it up to 50,000, again, we're going to be more focused on where are we finding our retracements, where are we finding these supports, because that's what really the market's waiting for before a lot of money starts coming back into these alts. But in due time, you guys know, we let Bitcoin do its thing. Bitcoin starts thriving. The alts will eventually react behind it. Sometimes it takes a few weeks. Sometimes it takes a month or two, for the alts to really get engaged and really start reacting positively towards what Bitcoin's doing. So, but what I was saying yesterday was, if anything, we still are getting some time. If you still haven't, completely got your bag ready yet, you still technically have time, because Milady technically is still sitting at around $40 million, right? She is up about 3% in the last week. So, I mean, if you caught, the low from where we're at a week ago, you're only really saving yourself 3% from where you're at right now. And like I told you guys, where we're headed, it's not going to be a big deal, that 3 to 5%, even 10% right now. If we moved up 10% right now, it still wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? Obviously, we want to capitalize and get the most for our money, but at the same time, when we're in a bull market, you're not really going to care that you paid 5% more when the market cap was so low where it is right now. You're not really going to be too worried about that. You're going to have other things worried about, like how high are we going, and what's your exit plan is probably what you're going to be worried about. But so that's pretty much my run as far as what I think as far as what Bitcoin and what the alts are doing. Let's check out real quick. I don't even have it ready. What am I doing today, guys? Let's check out these crypto bubbles to kind of give us a little insight on what's going on. So BTT, big mover. DYM, a big mover. But you can kind of see, for the most part, some alts, these are the top 100, some alts are still in the red, right? They're still in the red, really not reacting positively yet. And a lot of these, other than the two big bubbles that are right here in our face looking at us, all the other, these are top 100s, but all the other projects that are in the green are up, 4%. You have stacks that's up about 10%. This is obviously a Bitcoin coin, so this is going to react positively. Where's Ordinals? I'm surprised Ordinals is not going. Oh, it's right here. It's only up 1% right now. So that's crazy. But in ADA, look who's coming back out of the dead. ADA is up 5%. That's something you don't see every day. But what I'm just trying to point out is that just because your favorite altcoin's not moving right now, don't be worried. Trust me. We want to see Bitcoin just do its thing, get to these secure levels, build confidence in the market again. Really, with altcoins, we're going to have our time, right? You guys know altcoin season just doesn't go just taking off right when Bitcoin starts taking off. It's always a lag effect behind it. So, with that being said, we're definitely in a good place right now, and we will continue to move. Looking at a couple articles right now, let's look at this one. Bitcoin surges past 45,000 as miners sell pressure eases. And that's what we were basically talking about a little while ago. That's what we were talking about 2 weeks ago, about the miners basically taking profits because they're all getting ready for this halving that's going to be coming up. So let's read here. Bitcoin has surged over 4% in the past 24 hours, edging closer to the 45,000 mark. This was obviously earlier today. The 45,000 threshold for the first time since mid-January. At the time of reporting, Bitcoin was trading at approximately 44,800, marking a 4.6% increase within the day and a notable 6.3 surge over the past week. So you can just see from those numbers, up 4.6. This was earlier too. It's up more now, but up 4.6 in the day, 6.3 over the week. That tells you that we have been slowly but surely moving up, obviously, right? Obviously, we're moving up. We have these little cool off periods, or we have these spots where we're retracing. But if you zoom out and you look at the week, we're up 6% as of this morning. 6% of this morning. So, and pretty much the article, we don't even have to read really into it, but we know what's going on. Miners have finally started to ease up because a lot of them have basically, they were taking advantage of the money. They were taking advantage of Bitcoin 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a week ago, selling off, and that was what was causing us to really, not really do much in Bitcoin, or we'd have little spikes and then we'd have these sell-off, and you're like, what the hell is going on here, right? Like I said, we had Grayscale for a while, then Grayscale kind of died out a little bit as far as selling off, but there was still something holding us back, and it was still those last-minute miners, big miner farms that were still selling off, causing sell pressure. But in the long run, that's going to be perfectly fine because what they were doing was just preparing themselves for this happening that's going to be coming. Now, there was, real quick, let's see here. There was something I wanted to look at. Before I go in there, let's see what the chat is. So let's see here. Nico, what's going on? Yesterday, till today. Oh yeah, Nico did say that we were gonna hit $45,000 yesterday. He did call it out. I do got to give you your props, Nico. You did call it out. So good job, buddy. Nice. Craig said the longer she's frozen, the stronger she'll pump. Pretty much, right? Eller, do you believe Milady will start pumping up next week? So possibly, like I was saying, as long as Bitcoin's holding some key levels, and especially if Bitcoin's continuing to move up, it could be next week. It could be in 2 or 3 weeks from now, right? Where we really start moving as far as Milady. I think a lot of these projects are going to move on their own time, but a lot of them are just still waiting to get confirmation. And I say a lot of investors are waiting, sitting on the sidelines, waiting to really jump in on the market for everything until Bitcoin really confirms that we're on our way back up and we're going to stay up this time. Let's see here. Craig said PRQ is pumping. Oh gosh, here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's check out. This is Craig's little baby right here. She is pumping, bro. Is this a crypto foot effect, or was she pumping earlier? She probably had to been pumping earlier, but she knows right when we go live, she starts showing out. And Craig knows exactly what I'm about to say, bro. He knows exactly what I'm about to say. I'm not even gonna tell you to do it. I'm not even gonna tell you to do it, bro. Just you figure it out. But you know what I've been telling you to do. Not like telling you like you need to do this, but suggesting, right? My opinion, but I'll say it again. Here we go. So with Craig, I was telling PRQ has such a small market cap, so you guys have been seeing that there's been these like crazy, like even if they're not like enormous big, but just these pumps, right? These pumps, even when it's all on its way down, it's like it's always having these pumps. So I've been telling Craig, I'm like, man, if you really could map out one of these pumps, and I know I'm going to say the word that you guys don't want to hear, but sell at maybe the top of one of these pumps, right? Because he bought in at 13 cents. So right now where Craig's at, from where we're at right now, let's see here. Craig is currently sitting on 13 cents. We'll just move it from right here. You're currently sitting on about 50% profits if you got in at around the 13 cent mark, right? Risky what I'm about to suggest, but what I've been telling them is just because of the charts to sell off, right? And then kind of wait for this gigapump to play out and then reposition yourself. Even if you're going to be buying back in, around where it's kind of been going back at safe levels at around 17 cents, you're going to be buying in technically at a higher price, right? But you're going to have more liquidity from this sale because you just made 50% profit. So if you made that 50% profit, right, then you wrote it down and it went down to about 17. Let's just say you caught it at around 17 and a half cents. You had a 50% move towards the upside, sold, and now you just waited and picked up almost a 10% move towards the downside. So all in all, not even including fees, that could be a 60% increase in your position if you were able to play it properly, right? Now on the flip side, if you sell, you know how the market works. I always tell them this. Right when you sell and you try to do this move, even though you've had 47 times to do it, right when you go to do it, this thing's going up to $1. Right when you hit that sell button, this thing's going to go up to $1, right? So that's the risk that you're going to take as far as doing that. So I just, I'm not kidding with them. I'm saying like something to look into because this project really does do that. And I'm not telling them to sell and just walk away because this project has a small market cap. Seems to be something potential above its 200-day moving average all the way down here, right? So you could see this thing is definitely bullish. All I'm saying is if you can risk it for the biscuit, you might be able to do that move a few times and end up like 2, 3x and 4x in your position without having to add any liquidity. On the flip side, like I said, the risk is that you could be left behind at the dock while the boat sails off, up to $1 or wherever this thing's going to head to. So, just something, food for thought. Not telling you to go do it, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you coming in here and flipping out on me tomorrow when you sell off and it jumps up to $1. So, but definitely nice, bro. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that you're up on profits, man. If I need to come on live every single day and bring up PRQ for this thing to pump, I will do it for you, bro. I will do it. I for sure will do it. Everybody that's just joining in, welcome, guys. How are you guys doing today? Make sure you guys, while you're here, even if it's short-lived, make sure you guys hit the like for the algorithm for the channel. I appreciate the support. Something free takes a second. Hit that like. I appreciate that. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you add it in the chat. We can check out anything that you guys might have. So Light said, I made it up to 126 billion, Milady. Year of the Dragon starts on February the 10th. Let's go. Bro, that's awesome, dude. That's crazy. Bro, if Milady keeps staying where it's at and holding up for too long, I think Light's going to be a freaking whale here soon, dude. I mean, I don't know. Like, y'all tell me, what do you think we should consider him a whale? Like, what? When he gets to 150 billion, 200 billion? Like, this guy, he's got, like, I think he's got the biggest bag of amongst us all right now. Craig said, I was hoping for 21 cent before I sold this time, but I don't think PRQ will reach that. So 21 cents. Well, let's see here. So you can see on the last like real big pump, you did make it up to around 22 cents. That 21 cents is about, let's see here. It's going to be right here. I'm not saying that it can't happen. You're just going to have to see how this pump plays out, right? I think if you do jump up towards like 20, 21 cents, I honestly think that's confirmation that this is going to be a for sure giga pump, right? Because you can see, I mean, it has all the characteristics of what it's doing. It's just shooting off out of nowhere, right? It's having this long, big, long candle. You can see, I mean, it's just steadily pumping. If this thing can make it up towards anything more than like about 20.5 cents, I honestly would be, I know it's going to be hard, but I'd be looking at maybe repositioning, even if it's just some of your position, and then obviously that, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you sell, like if it goes up to 20 cents, 20.5 cents, you sell, it might end up going even higher, right? But for a fact, or you have like a 90% chance that this thing is going to honestly retrace to lower levels. So, I mean, like I said, it is risky. I mean, at the end of the day, I've been telling you guys, I'm almost done just trying to time the market, and really just because at the end of the day, when really making a move like that, like what I'm telling you to do, can be almost looked at as like being kind of greedy, right? You're trying to be greedy. You're trying to time the market, and you might end up getting burned in the process. So that's why I tell you, I always, after I'm playing around and tell you, what an option, I always tell you, just be very careful, because, you don't want to be left behind. You've been holding on to this thing, and this could be that final pump where it starts moving like crazy. So definitely let us know what you figure out doing on that one. But, at the end of the day, you're making profits no matter what. Look, it's getting close to 20 cents. We'll keep monitoring it for sure. So let's see here. I was about to say PRQ will go to $1. I mean, I think $1 won't be bad, because if you really look at it for PRQ, looking at the market cap, it's almost at where Milady's is, right? About $40 million. For it to get to $1, it only needs to go up to $210 million market cap. So, I mean, it seems like that's so far away, but the way this market cap looks, this thing could easily jump up at least to about $150 million real fast on a crazy pump, right? We haven't seen an insane pump yet for it. You've seen these 50-60% pumps, but I'm talking about Bitcoin starts making its move closer to 50,000. You're gonna see here and there. You're gonna see some of these projects just come alive, right? They're all gonna be activating at different times. They're gonna start coming alive. Eventually, the whole market's going to be alive, right? But look, Craig, it just hit $20 or 20 cents. But eventually you're going to see the whole market come alive too. And I mean, ladies, even though it seems like it's lag effect right now, do not worry. Do not worry, guys. This thing is going to come out of nowhere and start popping off. And we're going to see this thing start making some big price moves, as long as we really see Bitcoin continuing to stay up and really hold some key levels. For the people that just joined, like I was saying earlier when we first started, Bitcoin obviously made it up to around 45.6 earlier. You guys remember yesterday, we had these lines all mapped out before we even got here, right? And you can see we hit our head perfectly at this 44, we'll call it 44.4, a little bit shy, about 44,380. Hit our head, but confirmed, broke it, jumped up, right? This was as of yesterday, I believe, right? No, this was this morning or maybe last night, but it jumped up to about 44,700, bounce almost cleanly again, confirming that we were going to find this as support now at that 44,004 head. Uh-oh. You guys hear me? It just said my OBS was disconnected. Everything good? You guys hear me? My bad. I think it just said I disconnected real quick. All right, we're back up and live. Let me know in the chat. Tell me if you guys can hear me. Let me know if we have good audio and stuff like that. But I'll continue. So what we were saying is, as of this morning, we found that confirmation. All right, it's good, Eller. Thank you. So we have confirmation that we bounced right here at the 44,400. We hit our head this morning on the next, what I was pointing out all yesterday, where we were going to be moving, is we hit our head right here at the 44,900 and basically tested it about 2 times. Bounce cleanly right here off this 50-day SMA moving average. You can see right here, I'm not making these lines up, folks. Look at this, bounce cleanly off this 50-day SMA. Just basically blew past this resistance. Blew past it, and look where we bounced right after that candle off this wick. We literally found support right where our resistance was. Perfectly moved up to 44,900, and from there on, you guys can obviously see we've been making our way up. Next spot for some resistance is going to be, which I thought we were going to hit a little bit earlier, it's going to be this 45,680 mark, somewhere around there. That's going to be the next spot for some solid resistance. I have a feeling we're going to be testing this here soon. We might retrace a little bit and need to get confirmation again and bounce off this 44,878 exactly, or 44,900, somewhere around there, bouncing at that. And then I think we're going to be moving back up. We might not even need to make that retracement back there, and we might continue to slowly but surely move up. But this 45,700 mark, somewhere around there, is going to be most likely a spot for some resistance. But what I'm bringing this back up for is as we continue to move up, eventually the alts are going to start really reacting, and we're going to see some big movements on all your favorite altcoins. So let's see here. Going back, let's see here. PRQ still, it's about 19.5. I'm keeping an eye on it. I wanted to bring up something real quick. I saw a little video. If you guys don't mind, we'll watch it. This is on one of the big networks, but you know, it's always good to watch, because these big networks, whenever they're posting, you know, this crypto news, people like me and you don't see it. People that don't really know much about crypto or sitting on the sidelines, they're usually the people that watch these channels, and they're the ones that are going to see these news articles and possibly bring them in. So let's check this out real quick. I hope you guys can hear it. Let me see here.
Today, Bitcoin breaks above $45,000 to its highest level in nearly a month. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Crypto company Bakkt warns in an SEC filing that it might not be able to stay in business. And Kraken's managing director of the U.S. breaks down how the introduction of spot Bitcoin ETFs impacts the crypto exchange.
Good. Sponsored by
Welcome
Crypto.com.
to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Talia Kaplan. Crypto prices rising today, with Bitcoin breaking above $45,000 to its highest level since January 12th. That's the day after spot Bitcoin ETFs went live here in the U.S. Ether climbed more than 1%, crossing $2,400.
I can't even believe that they're covering like when they cover Bitcoins.
Surged more than 8% to 52
Not
cents,
that I love Cardano,
all as
I'm just
of noon
saying.
Eastern.
It's
Bitcoin's
like
move higher
coins,
today came as shares of New York Community Bank extended losses. Worries about regional banks have worked in Bitcoin's favor since last year's regional banking crisis, when investors who lost confidence in the banks turned to crypto as a hedge against uncertainty.
So do you guys hear that? I'm going to push pause real quick. So do you guys hear that? So they're saying that this pump that we saw initially this morning, where Bitcoin really broke out to 45,000, was on fears that more banks are maybe going to be seeing some kind of bank runs, or possibly having some kind of bank issues with their, you know, their funds, right? So whenever you see something like that with banks, it's basically Bitcoin will react positively, because a lot of people will be like, well, you know what, maybe Bitcoin is a hedge against banks. Maybe Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, right? So instead of me holding all my money in banks, why don't I move and allocate a little bit into Bitcoin? Now they have the option to do that for the ETFs and stuff like that. So like I was telling you guys, ETFs in the short run, you know, in the short run was a little bit bearish, right? Because we had to go through all that crap, but eventually it became, you know, it's going to become bullish, I think, long term, because it's going to just give so much more exposure to the people that watch these kind of shows that maybe are thinking about moving their money into Bitcoin, and ETFs might be their you know, their way that they get into Bitcoin or crypto.
Traders also point out to CNBC that Bitcoin accumulation by large investors increased in the past 2 weeks. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Terraform Labs co-founder Do Kwon won a second appeal yesterday against the Montenegro High Court's decision to uphold extradition requests from South Korea and the U.S. That's according to CoinDesk, which also reported that back in November, Do Kwon first won an appeal to overturn the High Court's decision in favor of those extradition requests. The next month, the same court decided that the requests held up. On Monday, we told you the former CFO of Terraform Labs, who was arrested in Montenegro with Do Kwon, was extradited to South Korea. Both South Korea and the U.S. have asked for Kwon to be transferred to their jurisdictions to face criminal charges of the collapse of Terraform Labs back in 2022. Last month, a federal judge delayed the SEC's trial against Do Kwon and Terraform Labs to allow time for him to be extradited to the U.S. so that he can attend. Next, Bakkt, a publicly traded crypto company, said that it might not be able to stay in business. In an SEC filing yesterday, Bakkt executives warned that the crypto custody and trading platform might not be
See, I
able
don't
to
think this is
continue
going
as
to
a
be
going
anything
concern.
effective as
The
far as
filing went
the
on to
crypto
say
market.
that the firm is currently unable to generate sustainable operating profit
To be
and
honest, I don't
sufficient
even know
cash
anything
flows,
about this
and determined
particular
that its future
trading
success will depend on its
platform or
ability to
whatever the
raise
case
capital.
may be.
The company went on to write that if it can't get cash when needed, the platform might have
But
to halt
all
its
I'm telling
current
you is if
expansion
like with the
programs,
crypto
cut
company right now,
operating
if they're
costs,
struggling
and
right
could
now with
even
Bitcoin,
be forced to
like,
terminate
getting back up
operations
towards
altogether.
50,000,
Now, we reached
something
out to
ain't
Bakkt
right.
for comment, but didn't hear back right away. However, CoinDesk reported that a spokesperson said Bakkt is trying to sell up to $150 million of securities to help with the situation.
Now that could be
Last,
possible.
ransomware crypto payments
Sorry, I
surpassed
didn't mean to move the
$1
screen.
billion.
That could be a possible something where we have to watch. I mean, no, even though it's going to be really a nothing burger, but you heard though, if this, whatever this company is, if they aren't able to survive, they're going to need to sell off over $100 million of their securities, which I'm sure a lot of it is going to be Bitcoin, right? But $100 million compared to what like Grayscale was selling a couple weeks ago. Remember, Grayscale was selling, billions within days. So $100 million sale isn't, obviously something we want to hear about, right? But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be really too effective as far as with Bitcoin or the market, really. I don't.
Last year, hitting a record high after a drop in 2022. That's according to Chainalysis, which found that in 2023, ransomware actors stepped up their operations, targeting high-profile institutions
scammers
in
out
places
there.
like hospitals, schools, and government agencies.
Prodigy, what's
Chainalysis
going on, brother?
says some of the attacks were carried out by exploiting the file transfer software MoveIt, which impacted companies like British Airways and the BBC. According to the blockchain analysis firm, 2023 marks a major comeback for ransomware attacks, with a substantial increase
You can see the
in the
chart right
scope
here.
and complexity of these.
You can see the chart. This is for ransomware. I guess it's basically for hackers, I would imagine. But you can see during the bull runs is usually when it's going to get higher, right? Because there's more volume, there's more people trading. Maybe there's more people that are holding on to stuff, versus when you see like 2022 was a crapshoot year, right? So the hackers weren't able to really to get as much as what you would see in 2021. 2023 really wasn't. We were kind of coming out of 2022, as far as like being in a bear market. Technically, a lot of 2023 was still pretty bearish as well. So I would imagine if we see this chart for this year coming up, the way things are heading, I'm sure it's probably going to be an all-time high as far as ransomware attacks and hackers. That's why I was telling you guys, you got to be very safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Be very safe. Watch out. I think the biggest thing to be careful is if someone sends you a link, be careful. I wouldn't click into anything that someone sends me, right? I can't tell you how many times I get emails. And that's why I was a little worried connecting my email to my YouTube page, as far as for everybody to get in contact with me, which I did add it on there. If you guys ever go look on there, you can get a hold of me through my email. But I can't tell you how many times I get links, and they're hackers. They send me something like, they'll send me something like, your bill, thank you for your payment on this, and I know I don't have any, whatever the hell they're saying I have, and they're like, but if this is wrong, thank you for the $800 payment, it went through successfully, but if this is wrong, click this link, and we can help take care of the charges or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, right, delete. I get them all the time. Sometimes I get them multiple times a day, so just be very careful, because right when you click into some of those links, it can be one of those like phishing, links where they basically get right into your phone, and they can easily do a SIM swap. And that's how, even if you have the two-way security on your phone or whatever you're using, computer, whatever the case may be, they might be able to easily get in to your exchanges or wherever you're putting your crypto or your bank, if you guys do any online banking or anything like that. So be very cautious with all that stuff.
The firm went on to warn that the overall trend line from 2019 to 2023 indicates that ransomware
Soul
is
said he
an
gets those
escalating
emails too,
problem.
bro. I get them all the time, dude.
All right, for our main story, Crypto
I
World's
always, my grandmother, I was telling my grandma, like, I always show her, I'm like, you see, this is a
managing
scam.
director of the U.S. to discuss what the
she's always so
introduction of
quick
spot
to
Bitcoin
click and
ETFs
everything.
means for its business. He also weighs in on the state of exchanges amid a regulatory crackdown here in the U.S.
So that's pretty much the gist of it. You guys can check out this video. It's on CNBC if you guys want to check that out. We won't watch the whole thing of it, but let's see here. So let's get back into the charts. But yeah, just gotta be careful with those. The biggest, I don't know what it is, but they I guess because those hackers have been so successful on, gullible people that are in crypto, that they're just gonna remain around, and they're always gonna, try new tactics as far as trying to get a hold of us. So is Milady trying to come alive now? Is she finally trying to wake up? Where's let's see here. So Craig, you still here, right, brother? So you think that was the top right there at $19.77? Yeah. It's all right, bro. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, I mean, you don't want to time the market. It's like I keep saying, it's risky business. I mean, one day maybe if you're just feeling risky, maybe you can you can maybe try it out. But at the end of the day, you can see even when it's doing these gigapumps, wherever it retraces, it's higher, right? It's always making higher lows every time. So I mean, it's steadily moving up. I just been pointing out, whenever you see this right here, could be a decent spot to maybe jump in. Let's look at the whole chart here. I mean, all the coins right now that we have on our save list. Who in here was telling me to save this Swift project? A lot of people have been talking about this Swift project on the channel, as far as maybe being endorsed by Taylor Swift herself, right? I don't know if I believe all of it yet, but we'll see. I know this project is being traded on Coinbase, believe it or not, and the market cap is so small on this project. Let me see here. That's the only reason why I would be technically interested in maybe jumping in on this. Is I know it's not endorsed by Taylor Swift, but if they can run with it, they might be able to get some hype on it. But you can see the market cap being at around $8 million. This thing is such a small market cap, and it's actually being traded on Coinbase. That's the crazy thing. You normally don't see projects this small on Coinbase, but you do right here. This gives us hope that even where we're at as far as Milady's, one day, eventually down the road, we're going to be listed on Coinbase and Binance here. Guarantee it. Watch. Especially when we start really going crazy and everybody's talking about Milady. Definitely. I'm telling you guys, we just need to get that volume up and we're good. Who's been watching Miro? You guys know I jumped in on Miro at around 5 cents. It is at around 6 cents right now, 6.1 cents. So I've been kind of watching it. Whenever we do drop down towards this line right here, this is going to be basically my buy zone. Anything at the lower 5 cents, anything about 5.5 cents under, I start watching it, and I start buying in small amounts, right? I'm not buying in nothing crazy, but I have been adding to my bag, just picking up a few thousand here, a few thousand there, and a few thousand Miro, not a few $1,000s, a few thousand Miro here and there, which is relatively cheap. I don't remember exactly. I think 1,000 right now is $61 right now is what it is. So I mean, nothing too crazy, but I keep adding to my bag just because with Miro, the market cap is relatively small, and this is a big meme coin that's on the Solana network. That got a lot of hype. That's still there. But right now, a lot of meme coins on the Solana network, the ones that were kind of the OGs from like 2 months ago, have all kind of seen a bit of a sell-off, right? They've seen a bit of a sell-off. I don't think that Miro is going anywhere anytime soon, so that's why I haven't been going crazy and just buying massive amounts, but I have been adding to my bag slowly but steady. Like I tell you guys, 2 things I always look at: market cap at around $58 million, so still relatively small. Circulating supply is under 1 billion circulating supply. So I mean, with those 2 things right there, those are 2 characteristics that and the fact that it's at 95% in circulation. So I mean, they've already put out probably all the coins that they're going to put out. 1, 2. It's on the Solana network, so you guys know how the hype is with Solana network, so just maybe something you guys can keep an eye on if we do see any more dips on that, might be some solid spots under that 5 cent mark. So Fetch AI. Fetch AI sitting at around 56 cents. You know what's crazy is Fetch AI, big believer in Fetch. Fetch has been real stagnant lately. You guys notice that? I mean, since it was going on these massive moves, it really has been real stagnant lately. I don't think it's done whatsoever. I honestly think that Fetch AI in this next bull run is most likely going to get over $1. You know, I definitely see it over $1 for sure, right? But I mean, right now it's just crazy that it's still around 50 cents. I've told you guys I sold technically where it's at right now, around there. I was buying in at like 15 cents. So when it first initially made it up here, I thought when we bottomed, or we kind of went to this consolidation, I thought we were going to be heading maybe towards a cool off and retesting maybe somewhere around the 200-day or something. So I sold, with anticipating that we were going to maybe see a sell off. Well, the whole market blew up. It looked like we were going down, and then boom, it started blowing up. This is when Milady was going crazy, right? So, I wasn't mad. I made some good profits, but I am keeping an eye on this particular project because market cap is still relatively small. Let's look it up real quick. Market cap still relatively small, and the fundamentals behind this project. It's an autonomous AI blockchain. It has its own blockchain, and it's up there with like probably one of the more superior AI projects for crypto right now, in my opinion. So, right now, like I said, market cap under 500 million at around 465. I put this as like a mid cap, right? We have the small caps like Lady and maybe a couple other ones like PRQ, small caps. You have mid caps they range from anywhere from about 200 million up to about maybe 600-700 million, and then we start getting towards the bigger cap projects that are close to $1 billion plus. What I'm getting to is I want to hold a spectrum of all of them, right, in your portfolio. You don't want to just go towards all one, like small caps, because when the market starts going down, the small caps are going to see more dramatic moves. Big caps are going to see less moves because they obviously have way bigger market caps, so the moves are very less dramatic. And then mid caps are going to be right there in the middle of both evils, right? But when we're on our way up, you're going to see the small caps. Usually, if you pick the right ones, those are going to be your 20, 40, 50x, 100x. Your mid caps are going to be your 2 to 5, maybe 10x. And then when you get to your big caps, those are going to be your solid projects that you'll probably see maybe 1 to 2x on a lot of those big projects. So let's see here. TJ said, still loving Myro. Craig said, have you ever looked at SparX? I have not, but we definitely will check it out here in a minute. ICP, just going up the list real quick of all our watch lists. ICP sitting at around $12.26. This right here just gives me a confirmation, guys. Confirmation. We've seen Bitcoin today, right? Really having a solid move. Broke above 45,000, and I say this because ICP has been a big mover, right? It's been going with Bitcoin head and toes, as far as movement. But look at today. You don't see a big move. You don't really see a move at all. It almost looks just like Milady's chart, where it's just sitting around where it's been for the last few weeks. This gives you confirmation that altcoins are not. It's not their time yet, right? The whole market right now is confirming we want to see Bitcoin get to solid levels and hold those levels, right? We've been kind of up and down the last 2 months, where we thought 2 months ago we were all breaking out. This was our time, and then you saw a big sell-off on a lot of projects, right? And then you saw ETF was coming out. Bitcoin goes to $49,000. A lot of projects were kind of reacting really well. Boom, we went back down. So now, after all that, I think a lot of investors are like, all right, I'm not jumping in on any altcoins right now. I'll get into Bitcoin, but I'm waiting until this market is actually confirming that we're getting past $50,000 this time and staying above it. So that's why I keep telling you guys, you have a beautiful opportunity for a lot of these projects that are still not taking off yet, right? That are still giving you good price ranges to dollar cost average in. Take advantage of it, because the way the market is looking, we're going to be taking off here. We're going to be taking off here soon. XRP. Telling you guys about XRP. I guarantee this project, I'm telling you, is going to be a sleeper. One thing I don't like right now is XRP is getting beat down, even though the price is pretty much around the same that it's been. The 200-day moving average, look at that. It's under its 200-day moving average. Usually is a bearish indicator, but if this was other projects, I'd be like, it's bearish, right? The fact that it's at it's XRP, it's been sitting at these 50-cent level. I told you guys, it's pegged at 50 cents. This is a stable coin now. It's sitting at 50 cents, right? For right now, this thing is going to take off. I'm telling you, it's going to be like Cardano, where everybody's going to write the project off. A lot of people they're moving their assets somewhere else. It's not doing Cardano or XRP was supposed to be at $5 now, right? It's not doing. I'm moving to something else, and I'm going to jump into this project or that project that's already pumped 80%. Let me jump into there, right? And then boom, when you least expect it, XRP's up $1.25, $1.50 out of nowhere. I guarantee that's what's going to happen most likely for XRP. I told you guys what I'm looking for XRP. I don't hold any XRP. But if this damn thing drops anything under that 50 cent mark, somewhere around that 49 cent, like it did here, was so fast lived I couldn't even put the buy button. I didn't catch it in time. But if it does break for whatever reason below this support level right here that I have at around 49.7, I'm gonna definitely start accumulating some XRP for sure. Now, looking at Arbitrum. Now looking at Arbitrum, sorry, I got another. It was like it keeps disconnecting and then reconnecting. Sorry if it keeps giving you guys little breaks. I'm so sorry about that. Nico, we're gonna look at Corgi AI in a second here, brother. We'll check it out. So real quick, Arbitrum. Arbitrum, you guys know, big believer in Arbitrum. This is gonna be. I'm telling you guys, I think I missed the boat on this damn thing already too. I had a beautiful opportunity. Was looking at it at the time when it was down to $1.54. I technically, for Arbitrum, when it dropped, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I could have easily bought in at $1, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait. And I remember I actually made a video on Arbitrum. This was like a year ago. Don't even look for it because it was a year ago, and I just don't even want to bring it up, right? But it's on the page if you want to check it out. But I remember I was looking at Arbitrum when it dropped, and I was like, this is a solid layer 2 project, but it was like, it already came out, it like just dropped, and I was like, it's at $1 billion. I was like, I'm not buying in right now. I was like, I'm going to wait, right? Well, a year ago, the market wasn't doing the best. So I was like, I'm going to wait. I was like, trying to be cheap and maybe thinking if I can get into on a really good layer 2 project, under $1 billion, usually it's not going to happen, right? Usually not going to happen. And you can see, obviously, since then, it has slowly been moving up. So, now after the fact, I know I'm probably not going to see $1 Arbitrum, but I wouldn't mind jumping in if I have the opportunity to maybe jump in anywhere below this support level right here at $1.61, preferably where we retested somewhere around maybe $1.50, somewhere around there would be a solid spot for me to buy in on Arbitrum. So check this out as well if you guys keep an eye on it. Remember, Milady is on Arbitrum. Milady is Arbitrum's a layer 2 for Ethereum. It's just like Polygon, right? Just like Polygon. So it's a layer 2 on Ethereum. So Milady technically is traded on. It's technically on the ecosystem of Arbitrum, but also on Ethereum. So we definitely, even if you're not invested on Arbitrum, you want to see Arbitrum really do good. It's going to help Milady off in the long run. So looking at Solana. Solana has been doing some positive moves today. Solana really has been moving because Solana is one of those bigger projects that's kind of staying toe-to-toe with Bitcoin. So you can see we did bottom out. This was as of 2 days ago. We bottomed out right here at around the $93 mark. And you can see since then, as Bitcoin's been moving, we just jumped up to a new little local high because obviously it's not a high or whatsoever, but a new local high right here at $1.04, almost $1.05, before it basically started retracing. But you can see this is one of the projects that we brought up today that's technically been running toe-to-toe with Bitcoin, really going in sync with Bitcoin. Obviously, we know Solana is going to do really well in this next bull market. How about that Solana? The other day, what was it, 2 or 3 days ago, the whole ecosystem went down again. When that happened, I was like, bro, A little disappointed in Solana because of the fact that if you guys remember, before Solana really dropped down like crazy, this was like a year ago, Solana was going through a lot. It was having, but this was because it was getting attacked through through bots. They were like transaction bots where they were basically, this was like a year ago. It was completely free to trade on Solana. And what was happening was they were attacking the network by doing like over 1 million transactions in one split second. And Solana's supposed to be able to handle it. Well, I guess they really didn't fully test the market. And when whoever out there was basically attacking Solana, they were doing over 1 million transactions in one split second on some kind of a bot thing, and it was basically collapsing the ecosystem. And it happened over and over. One day, this was like a year and a half ago, Solana was down for like a day and a half. Imagine that. Imagine if Ethereum went down for a day and a half where nobody could trade on the Ethereum network. Could you imagine that? And it happened on Solana. So that's what really, I mean, we were obviously already in a bear market, but that's what really started to cause a cascade effect of people selling off on Solana. And then, with the whole FTX, they own like 30% of Solana. Everybody was like terrified, and they actually were selling off, when they were going through their debacle. So that ingredients made Solana go all the way down to around $8. Obviously, it's rebounded. I thought, that we were good because Solana implemented small cost transactions to prevent something like that to happen. Now, if you want to do some multi-million transactions at one time, it's going to cost you a lot of money, right? It doesn't cost us to do like one transaction, but if you want to do millions at one time, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Well, that kind of prevented it. Well, the other day, that's not what happened, but they haven't really released what happened, but the ecosystem for Solana was down from 5 in the morning up until 10 a.m. And it did cause a little bit of a sell-off. This was this sell-off right here. So Solana was like right here. Ecosystem crashed. Solana dropped down to about $93. And I remember watching it right here, and it was down, and I was like, I should pull out a long, right? and I go onto Jupiter. And I was like, I'm gonna open up a long. I'm like, why isn't my transaction going through? What is going on? Oh yeah, the Solana network's down. I was like, damn it. I was like, darn it. And so I couldn't even open up a long because I was like, I know they're going to bounce off of this right here. And I couldn't freaking open up a long for it. So, it is what it is. But kind of disappointing to see that. But, I guess they still got to go through some of these trials and errors to really, to make a masterpiece of their art. So it is what it is. We don't talk about Ethereum a lot. We don't talk about Ethereum a lot. And I feel like, we really should, because Ethereum really owes the respect from all of us. It really is. This is the godfather of all altcoins, and it's been moving. It really has been moving back up towards around 2,400. Not too bad. I think that, when we get into this next bull run, Ethereum topped out at the last bull run at around 4,800. We'll probably see if Bitcoin really can get up towards 100,000, we'll probably see a 6,000 or 7,000, conservatively prediction, $6,000 or $7,000 Ethereum, right? We might see that $10,000 Bitcoin. $10,000 Ethereum. Hope we don't see a $10,000 Bitcoin, but a $10,000 Ethereum. But that would make the market cap at like almost, I think that would get it close to $1 trillion market cap for Ethereum, right? So not technically can't happen, but those are some big moves. So we'll have to see how this bull run really goes in effect whenever we really get into it, right? So. But back to Bitcoin, I'm going to check out some of the things that you guys wanted us to look at. But back to Bitcoin, circling back, everything's still looking good, guys. Everything is still looking good. We're at 45,300, a little bit above 45,300. But, the fact is you guys can see, zooming out, looks like we pretty much respected all the levels that I have placed. You can see we really have respected all these spots. I'm not just putting these lines here to make myself look smart. These are spots that I've literally gone through the charts and looked and dissected, and these are going to be spots that most likely we're going to find as support and resistance. And you can see for the most part, and I haven't tweaked any of these. You can look at these lines, go to yesterday's video and look at them. They're exactly where they were before we even got here, right? So we'll continue to watch. Like I said, this next line right here, resistance is going to be 45,680, somewhere around there. Most likely we're going to be probably needing to retest a couple times. Hopefully we fly right by, right? But we'll most likely need to at least test it a few times before we break. Again, like I tell you guys, as we're moving, I'm more focused on where we're finding support. As long as we're moving up and we're finding support at these key levels, we're going to continue to move up. And I'm telling you guys, everything as of right now, at this exact moment, things are looking very bullish. Very bullish. So hope you guys are ready. Now, I'm all yours. Let's look at what you guys want to look at. So Nico was first. Nico said, what about Corgi AI? Let's go check out Corgi AI. So let's see here. I'm surprised I don't have it on my watch list, but I'm going to go into Chronos. And let's look up Corgi AI. So Corgi AI, definitely, I mean, if you guys know this project in the last like few months, this thing has gone absolutely bonkers, right? It's gone absolutely bonkers. Why isn't it I was gonna say, what the hell? That's not Corgi's chart. So you can see after we had this massive move, and don't let this confuse you. This was like a couple 1,000% move right here. Like this was a massive move. So Corgi AI made this double top. Look at this M pattern. Obviously went back down and retested some levels, and since then you can see it's kind of gone into a real strict trading. I mean, look at these swings, right? And you see how they're getting smaller and 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 smaller. This thing's probably going to have some kind of a breakout here soon, most likely. You can see, and I'll put it, I think I'm on the wrong chart because I could have sworn I had a fib retracement and I had a couple spots for some support. But you guys can see, I'm going to try to find a solid spot. That's going to be it right there. Somewhere around there is where it's finding support. It is a little bit below it. So honestly, right now, not a terrible spot to continue to dollar cost average in. Market cap for DeFi on Chronos is very large. But I think as we get into DeFi season, this is going to be a little bit down the road. We got to let the actual market blow up. You know, alt's got to go crazy, and then you're going to see DeFi really start getting a lot of volume coming in. And yes, even Chronos is going to get some solid volume coming in. You'll probably see this thing jump up to like $1 billion market cap, most likely a 2x from where it's at right now. Maybe do something more. I mean, this thing is trading on a couple bigger exchanges, not just on the Chronos DeFi, so this thing could definitely do something more. Right now you have I mean, we're not even gonna look at this gigapump right here. Right now its technical all-time high is somewhere around that 30 mark, so that's gonna be a spot obviously it's gonna need to eventually come back up and test, you know, that 30 mark, which is gonna be a big move from where it's at right now. That is about a 75% move from where it's at right now. So, you know, we'll definitely we'll keep an eye on Corgi AI, but I think in the bull run for DeFi, this project's going to be a big mover, is what I believe. Big mover here. So let's see here. Craig said ICP is going to be huge. I sold at $3.50. Why did you, Craig? I'm not even gonna question it. Not gonna question it. $3.50, bro. I'm not gonna test it. I'm not gonna check it, bro. You're good. We all have done stuff like that, so it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Let's see here. Craig also said Solana breaks down more than my car, and I have. Gene, what's going on? What's your price prediction for Spell token, bro? We haven't looked at Spell. I don't think I have looked at Spell at all in a very long time. I'm trying to remember like what Spell is, dude. I don't even really remember what Spell is, honestly. So one thing that I immediately, you guys know what I'm gonna say. This green line, we all know what it is. Let's say it together. The 200-day moving average, right? And it is below the 200-day moving average. But not only is it below the 200-day moving average, on the last move, look where it hit its head on, right at the 200-day. So for right now, remember, I'm going to tell you like it is. For right now, I would classify this project as bearish as of right now. I'm not saying that it's not going to do something big maybe in this next bull run, but for right now, it's technically bearish in my eyes because it is technically under that 200-day moving average. It's under that 200-day moving average, and the fact that it just basically went up and tested the 200-day and it couldn't break it, I don't think you're going to have like crazy sell pressure where it's going to go down like to zero or anything like that. But, for right now, technically would be a solid spot to accumulate because it's still bearish, right? And I pulled up its market cap at around $52 million. Very small market cap, a very, very small market cap. So if this is something you believe in, not a bad spot right now to just accumulate. You can obviously see the bottom is pretty much at around that 46 mark. And I'll put a line there so whenever we come back, we'll see if it ever retests. But you can see somewhere around that 46 mark, you can see not only right here, but you can see even back here, this was a spot for some support, broke it. You can see tested it right here, tested it right here, tested it right here, came down off of these big pumps. Look where it bounced, 46, 46, 46. Right above, right literally a hair above the 46. So if it does get around that 46, you don't want to see it keep retesting the 46. It is a spot for some support right now. Hopefully you can hold that 46. Anywhere from where you're at right now down to the 46. Honestly, in my eyes though, if this is a project you believe in long term, solid spot to accumulate and to continue to dollar cost average in. I think that's a solid play if this is a project that you believe in. So someone said, Crypto Paradox said he's taking profits from Corgi at $1. Did I read that correctly? The damn little heart thing's in the way. I can't really read the damn. Yeah, he said it's taken at $1. At $1. I mean, $1, bro. That's a solid move right there. You gotta remember, you're at 0.1 of 1 penny right now. So that would be 1,000x from where you're at right now. Not saying that it can't happen whatsoever, right? We don't spread FUD or anything like that. Just being realistic, the market cap is about half a billion dollars right now. So 1,000x on that would make the market cap like somewhere around $50 billion, I believe, for it to go up to $1. Somewhere around there. Let's look at, I can tell you right now, let's look at what the circulating supply is for Corgi. So it hasn't even been verified on here, but it's saying the circulating supply as of right now is circulating supply right now is 277 billion. So for this thing to go to $1, it would have to get up to a $277 billion market cap. That's pretty high up. Like again, this is crypto, anything can happen, right? So I'm definitely not saying that it can't happen. You never want to sit there and be like, oh, that's never going to happen, because I mean anything can happen in crypto, right? Just saying that's a very big market cap. Very big market cap, right? There's only two projects right now that are currently above that or anywhere near that, and that's Ethereum and Bitcoin. So, just put that, maybe I would maybe just think about, I thought the supply was lower. Oh well. And like I said, bro, listen, by no means, if that's your goals, bro, I don't want to deteriorate you from your goals, right? I don't want to deteriorate. I want to bring the facts here, and I want you to make the decisions, right? I want you to make the decisions. Like I said, Corgi AI, when we get into the DeFi, this thing could easily jump up to $1 billion market cap, easily, right? But that's going to be only a 2x from where it's at right now, right? And I say only like that's not a big thing. I mean, you double your money, that's awesome, right? So I think that holding the Corgi AI right now is going to be a plus regardless. But just want to make sure I'm pointing out certain things so you're not disappointed if we don't get up to a $300 billion market cap, right? But you never know, bro. This thing could be the project that melts, like just the ultimate face melter, right? Right, ultimate face melter, where everybody is just like almost like that Shiba, that Pepe, where everybody and their mother, your grandmother's coming up and be like, Johnny, my trainer today at Zuma was telling me I should buy Corgi AI. What do you think about that, Johnny? When grandma comes up to you at the Thanksgiving table, that's when you're like, all right, we are topped out at the market. We are pretty much topped out there. But I think you're going to make some money regardless, Paradox. I think you're going to make money regardless on that project for sure. So Don't let me deteriorate you from any of your goals, brother man. Checking on Bitcoin right now, guys. Still sitting solid. Let's look at see if there's any news that I missed for today. Let's see here. Solana gains more than Bitcoin as trader speculates. A trader speculates as extreme move is ahead. Oh, okay. I mean, I think Solana is going to end up taking off like crazy here. Watch. U.S. Senators berate Sex Gensler for agency's unethical handling of crypto case. They're going to come after him. Watch. I think as we look back, they're going to be like, this guy was literally, he just had a vendetta against Bitcoin and crypto, right? Not there to really look for anything in the market. He just has a vendetta against crypto, is what I think it is. Just checking on my dog. My poor dog. Yesterday I had her out running like crazy and she ended up pulling a muscle in her back leg. So she's been like all hurt. I've been literally having to pick her up and like carry her because we have stairs. Been having to like pick her up and carry her to take her outside. She's like walking with 3 legs. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was making her chase something and she was like sprinting. And I was like, you know what? Because she's 10 years old now. I'm like, I'm going to have to start stretching those legs out, stretching her legs out before she really starts going out chasing. But she'll chase a squirrel like nothing, like and won't pull a muscle. But I start messing with her and playing with her and she freaking pulls something. So she's been giving me those sad eyes all day today. She's like hurt. I'm like, I feel so bad for you. So let's see here. Crypto Paradox asks, what about PNG? Please, they have a new dev team, brother. So as far as like their dev team, I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything. But let's see. Let's see if it's on TradingView. Let's see. As far as like TA, we can look at it and see if there's anything that stands out. You said PRG. I wonder is this a DeFi project? Would I be better to look it up in on the DEX? I think I will be. Let's see. It's not coming up. Oh, Pangolin? Oh, there it is. Isn't a pangolin like an animal? Right? Isn't that the animal they claimed that 2020 event it started from? You gotta be careful, I can't say it on here, but isn't that a pangolin, right? Isn't that what they were saying it started from? I believe. I heard it was false, but I believe that's what they were telling us for a while. That's what it started from. So this project, you can see this thing went on a massive move, but look, it's sitting above its 200 days. So I'm going to definitely tell you that it looks bullish, right? Definitely looks bullish for sure. Look at this. Let's map this freaking crazy pump. This thing must have and I haven't looked at it yet. This thing must have a microscopic market cap. This market cap must be incredibly small. Let's see. No, that's not it. PNG. What I just put in? There it is. It's been a long day. I'm like starting to. I can feel like the tiredness coming across. Market cap at around $18 million. So yep, very very small. Volume. The volume is very small for this project. Very very small for this project. And you can see, wow, it's on Coinbase. It's crazy. Coinbase is really getting out there on these small market caps, which is good for all of us, right? Because if you really find some of these projects and they're trading on Coinbase, that Coinbase effect takes in, whenever we get in a bull market, it'll go one by one on each project. I guarantee it was doing this last bull run where people look on Coinbase for the small cap coins and they start pumping them because they will have crazy moves. They'll go through gigapumps where in a day it's up like 300%, and then tomorrow it's right back down to where it was. But watch, this is going to happen for this project down the road because it's on Coinbase. But small market cap, very small volume right now. Very small volume. That's a negative that I see right now, right? It's down 65% on volume, obviously because you saw these big pumps right here, right? So, now that it's dwindling down, you can see the volume has dropped down, but very small volume. Circulating supply solid around 90% with about 200 million in circulating supply. So, not too bad as far as those metrics. And now looking at the actual chart, we can actually see if we can do some kind of a fib retracement here. I'm just going to go from the bottom right before this pump. See if this maybe gives us something here. All right, so you can see for right now, obviously we're coming off this big pump. It found some support, a little bit under the 618, but you can see for the most part it was bouncing right here at the 618. You can see it went on some kind of another little small pump right here, jumping up to about 11 cents, dropping right in between the 618, the 0.5 and the 618 at around 8 cents, trying to make some kind of a double top, not making a lower high right here at around 10, almost 11 cents, and then where it's currently sitting, finding support somewhere around this 0.5. So what I'm getting to is the project, the fact that it's above its 200A, still bullish in my eyes. If this was a project that I'm maybe looking at to accumulate, or maybe sitting on sidelines to jump in, have patience. I think maybe you might be able to see something where it retests somewhere in between, again, this 0.5 and 618. Maybe we'll call it in the middle. Finding, if you can see, we'll zoom in, where exactly where I'm calling it is really where this, look where the 200-day SMA. Don't get it confused with the 200 actual day moving average. This is your simple moving averages, right? A little bit different, but so you're going to have a variety, 4 different lines. You're going to have the yellow right here, which is going to be your 20. The lighter orange is going to be your 50. The darker orange, your 100, and the dark red is going to be your 200, right? Well, right now you can see it has broke the 20. It's running right on, finding support right here at the 50. You want to see this hold. If it doesn't, you might see some kind of a breakdown, at least like I was telling you, which would be a good spot to accumulate right now, would be somewhere around that 8 cent mark, 8.2 at this 200-day SMA right here. Most likely would find support somewhere around there. If you're lucky enough to maybe catch it when it drops down to the 618, that seems to be a solid spot for some support before it kind of goes on, these little spurts, these rallies, because it's done it multiple times where it's bounced somewhere around the 618. So, but all in all, bullish, small market cap on Coinbase. I think down the road, this thing probably could definitely do some solid moves in the bull run. Don't know anything about it. You're saying it has a new dev team, so I mean, all that could be a good plus, right? So if this is something you believe in, I showed you some levels. Those might be good levels if you're already in, maybe to dollar cost average in, and add to that bag. So let's see here. Nico said Solana maximum supply. It may pass Ethereum's maximum supply. Maximum supply, or are you talking about the market cap? Talk about market cap, or because Solana's maximum supply, total supply is, well, the maximum supply. You see where it's infinite. It's infinity. Maximum supply. Doesn't mean they're gonna just start, putting freaking just adding as much, but they basically have written on here that it can, at any given time, if they needed to, they can add to the max supply, right? They're obviously don't see that happening anytime soon, but you can see the circulating supply is around 436 million. The total supply for right now is 570 million, around there. So I don't know. Oh, you mean market cap? That's what I figured. I was like, you don't really want to beat someone's circulating supply. You want to have the least amount of circulating supply. So market cap, $45 million. Solana is becoming one of those very large market caps. We already know Solana is going to be, where's Solana right now? Solana is what is Solana for market cap wise? I have to look it up on here again. Why is it not showing me? I believe it usually tells me like right here what number it is, but number 5 is like right here in my face. Sean, what's going on, brother? So Solana's already the top 5. I will say Solana's probably going to be somewhere competing around that top 3 mark, most likely. Now, I don't know about taking out Ethereum. $290 billion market cap. So right now, it's technically what is that? Like 5x? If not more, that's more. That's like a 6x market cap from where it's at. So, I don't know, because you got to remember, when this bull run, Ethereum's going to continue to move up as well, right? Now, which one's going to have more gains? Most likely Solana, just because the market cap is compared to Ethereum and Bitcoin a lot smaller, right? It has hype behind it. So, I mean, the gain-wise, most likely going to definitely do better. But market cap-wise, I think Ethereum's still going to hold the throne for this bull run. Most likely. We'll have to see how it plays out. Things go crazy in the crypto market. But I think for this bull market, I think Ethereum's most likely, like I said, has the potential to get close, if not get up to $1 trillion market cap. So, with that being said, do you think Solana is going to do that? Maybe, right? It's not out of the realm that it could possibly do that. So, we'll have to see how it goes. But Ethereum already has like a 5-6x ahead. It's already basically ahead as far as getting up to that trillion mark. So, anybody's guess is we'll have to see how, when we get into a bull market, where they're standing and how fast, Solana is breaking, that difference between where Solana's at and where Ethereum's at. So let's just do a big recap. Let's check out, I don't know if Craig is still in here, but PRQ it did what it did, bro. It went on another gigapump is what it looks like. Another gigapump, but it is what it is, bro, right? Long term, I think next pump, bro, just do it. Just do it. So Bitcoin still sitting at around where we were pretty much at this whole time during this stream, 45,000, right under 45,400, 45,371 to be exact. Things look great. Don't be worried if maybe we do some kind of a retrace and bounce. Hopefully at this 44,900, we'll call it. Wouldn't be bad at all if we retrace down to that 44,900, and even if we hover around it for a few days or whatever, even for just tomorrow, whatever the case is, as long as we're bouncing and holding that key level, we're still on to the races for sure. Even if we broke that and possibly bounce somewhere around the 44,400, not a bad thing at all. But that's where we're kind of drawing the line in the sand that we want to hold, right? We want to hold at least this bottom level right here at this 44,400 for us to really continue to give confidence in the market that we're going to stay up. And what we want to see with that is the altcoins start reacting positively, right? We haven't really seen that as of today, but as long as Bitcoin can really hold these key levels or continue to just move up, that's when you're going to get a lot of confidence in the market, and that's when you're going to see your favorite altcoins really start reacting positively. So for Milady, we haven't spent a lot of time looking at her today, right? We're looking at everything, right? But we're always going to come back to Milady. She's been just sitting here dormant. I think I'm going to watch her. If we see any kind of these, maybe a small little dip down to the lower 54s, I'm probably going to just add like another billion. I feel like we're getting this last little chance to really add to our bags. I really do. I think we're getting these last couple chances to add to our bags before we really start seeing a lot higher dramatic numbers coming in. So, with that being said, I'm just going to keep dollar cost averaging in. Even right now, buying in right now is not a bad spot, in my opinion, right? Because, we're literally sitting at $40 million. This market cap is, we're talking about Solana at $40 billion. We're at $40 million. Solana is 1,000x from where we're at right now. Isn't that crazy? Solana's market cap is 1,000x from where we're at right now. Imagine where Ethereum is. If you imagine if Milady went up to Ethereum's market cap, I'm not even like trying to give out like crazy hopium or anything, but if you just imagine, that's why if you're gonna go buy a lottery ticket, man, you're better off just putting the money into Milady. Your odds of hitting big on Milady are so much higher than that 1 in 300 million of a chance of winning the lottery. in my opinion. But just imagine if Milady it just got up to where Ethereum was right now. Everybody in this chat would most likely be multimillionaires. And that brings me to, it's not out of the realm, dude, because think about it. Right now, we only have 17,500 bag holders of Milady. So small. We're so early in this project, right? I know a lot of people out in crypto have seen Milady, but they're not worried about it right now. And that's exactly what they did with Shiba. That's exactly what they did with Doge, right? And I'm sure a lot of other projects they weren't worried about. They're more interested in projects that are pumping right now, that are catching their interest. Let them do what they got to do, because I guarantee as we start moving into this bull market, this project is going to do some crazy, crazy numbers. We have all the ingredients for it to happen. We just need that one last thing, and that's going to be the hype. Once we get that hype behind us, and I mean behind us like pushing us along, and pushing this project, that's when everything else is going to fall into line. The volume is going to start skyrocketing. Binance, Coinbase are going to start listing, Milady on their exchanges, and I'm telling you, guys, it's going to be a great time, right? A great time. So take advantage of where we're at right now. If we see any dips, obviously, my opinion, not financial advice, but just, for me, I'm going to dollar cost average in, and I'm just going to keep adding and just, focus on long term what we're going to be doing, right? So, but other than that, guys, let's see here. Adam came in late. What's up, fam? I'm waiting for payday, and I'm buying 12 billion. Nice. Let's see here. Crypto Paradox said, Lady 70, 15 billion market cap, modest, great potential. Exactly, bro. And like I've been saying for because I always give out conservative predictions. I'm saying that we're most likely going to see somewhere conservatively, like on the bottom spectrum, $2 to $8 billion market cap for Milady. That's a conservative. I mean, like I'm just saying, like the minimum. I think we're going to see somewhere around there, $2 to $8 billion market cap, which is $2 billion market cap from where we're at right now is about a 40 to 50x from where we're at right now. So if you have 1,000. That would be $50,000 if it went up to $2 billion. If we go up to $8 billion, that's 160x. So imagine, I always use the analogy, if you have $1,000, we 160x, that's $160,000 that your $1,000 investment turned into. And if we do $40 billion like what Shiba went up to, $80 billion what Doge went up to, I mean, I know that's crazy to think, but just imagine if we did those numbers. Now you're talking about wealth, life-changing money. I mean, millions of dollars that $1,000 just turned into. So definitely big potential out there. Let's see here. TJ said, I bought Caspa finally at 10 cents. It went to 12 the next day. Nice. Let's check out Caspa real quick, because we have been keeping our eye on it. I just don't remember. I could have sworn I put Caspa on the watch list. I need to add it. But I thought I had a fib retracement already. I guess I didn't. I thought I did. There it is. No fib retracement, but I knew I knew I did some kind of beautiful art drawing. You guys see that art drawing right there? It almost played out. Now, it's not exact, right? It's never going to be exact, but look what I was saying. I was like, it's probably going to do some kind of like these swings, and then boom. And look what it did. I gotta pat myself on the back on that one, because it's not exact, but it did pretty much what I said it was going to do. I mean, had to drink some water. Yeah, so this thing jumped up to 12 cents. Definitely nice. Caspa has been doing pretty good. Definitely been doing good. Very bullish. One thing I was pointing out yesterday when we were looking at it in the stream was that, when this thing went on a pump, a lot of projects all saw this kind of same exact pump, but retraced a lot more. Caspa didn't retrace much. So I was telling him, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if this was like 2 weeks ago when I did the drawing. None of this was here yet. We were like back over here. And I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of just hang around in this channel and then some kind of a takeoff, right? And that's exactly pretty much what we've done. So we'll have to see. It looks like it got rejected almost at the exact same spot, and we'll put the line here, almost exact same spot that it did before. You kind of can see where it's hit its head multiple times right under that 13 cent mark. So we'll see if it retraces and goes back into this channel, bro, not a bad spot. If it goes back into this channel, anything under 11.5, obviously the bottom of the channel where it found support right around 10 cents would be some solid dollar cost averaging in for Caspa for sure. Moore said, can someone explain to me why Caspa is such a good? And he said, is this such a good buy? You know, Moore, I personally, not a big, like, as far as like what the project offers, don't really know too much about Caspa. I'm just going off of TA, you know, and looking at the charts, it looks bullish, right? It looks bullish, honestly. Like I just explained, it really didn't retrace much in these last like 6-7 weeks when most of the projects were retracing. This thing's really held pretty strong. So with that being said, the project looks very bullish in my eyes, and that right there is a selling point for myself. I know Caspa is a little bit bigger on the market cap. I think it's at like 2 billion. Yeah, 2 billion. As far as market cap, circulating supply is around 22 billion. So for this thing to get up to $1, it would just need to basically 10x from where it's at, a little bit more. I mean, a little bit less to 10x from where it's at right now, and it could get up to $1. So, but I mean, circulating supply, it's about 80% market cap. This would probably be in the range of like my bigger market cap projects, right? But this one would be good because it's like right there on that borderline of mid to large, right? So you can maybe consider it a large but a low end large market cap, where you could probably see a possible 2 to 5x with this project on the next bull run, right? Maybe this thing could do more. Maybe it could do more. Like I said, I really don't know too much on the fundamentals on Caspa, but it seems to be a pretty popular project that a lot of people speak of. So Sean said, signal's bad out here in West Virginia. You out there in them sticks, boy. West Virginia. TJ said, good call. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Well, listen, guys, I don't mean to cut short, but I'm gonna let you guys go. I have to tend to my poor little dog. She's walking on 3 legs, and she keeps giving me the look of she's probably got to use the bathroom and she's hurt. So other than that, guys, listen, had a good stream again. Everything's looking good in the market. Real quick before you go, make sure you hit that like. Bitcoin right now trying to go back up and retest that 45,400. We're really just sitting around the same, about that 44, right under that 45,400, right? So everything looks good. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Like I said, if anything, we definitely want to hold this 44,900 as support. That'll keep us very, very bullish. Like I said, at the end of the day, the market is still watching Bitcoin, waiting to see if we're going to have some kind of a small drop down. As long as this market can get confirmation and get confidence, you're going to see a lot of volume pouring into all the altcoins. All of them are going to start moving. So, like I keep telling you guys, make sure you guys are ready. If you're still getting a chance to dollar cost average in on a lot of projects, take advantage of it, my opinion, right? Because like I always say, in the long run, when we're up, in this bull run, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to say, why didn't I buy more? It's just inevitable. It's inevitable, right? So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Other than that, I thank you guys so much for everything. I had a great night with you guys. And tomorrow, we'll be right back. Make sure if you're not already, I know everyone is, though, but make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you guys can get those Insta alerts whenever we do go live. Thank you again. You guys have a wonderful, safe night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right?